Hey guys, my name is Jay, and today I want to talk to you guys today about why we need the dark. And how I want to start this is by explaining, what the dark is associated with, and then how we've been programmed to believe that the dark is something that, is bad for us, when in actuality it's good. So everybody that everybody that's experienced life here knows that the dark is usually associated with things that is, unknown or negative, which that one right there is one of the programs and conditions. But anyway, they associate darkness with the unknown, that which is negative, behind the scenes, beneath the surface, hidden, and and the list goes on with that. But isn't it that when we is it not that when is it sorry for the stuttering, but is it not that when we experience the dark that we find ourselves is it not that when we experience the dark in any situation that we find ourselves enlightened? Like, think about it. And you can look at it from the perspective of dark being negative and then light being positive. And it's like, wasn't it going through those negative experiences that you had, those negative cycles that you had, that made you want to take action and then restructure your life and create more positive experiences and more positive cycles? But I'm kind of jumping ahead there. Sorry for jumping ahead. I want to explain why exactly the dark is important. But I want to use treasure as an example first. Treasure is like, treasure, loot, booty, whatever you want to call it. Treasure is usually a reward, right? And then where do you usually find treasure? You usually find treasure in like a cave, right? Or in caves and mines and all that. It's usually hidden, is it not? And what did we just say? That the hidden represents the dark. Now let's say it like this. Say you find it below ground or something in a mine somewhere. Wouldn't you have to dig up that and go beneath the surface in order to get that treasure? You see what I'm getting at? Don't you have to experience the dark in order to find that light, or to find that reward? And say it's a cave. Don't you have to go inside that cave? Who knows what's in that cave? A lot of darkness around, a lot of mystery, a lot of unknown. But don't you got to go in that cave in order to find that treasure that is you want, that reward that is which is in there, that which is going to bring about some fears. But if you face those fears, you'll be rewarded. And say it was like just secrets in general. Is it not that when you whether it's a person, or place, or a thing, is it not that when you pursue them secrets or go to those secrets that you end up finding out the truth about some person, place, or thing and becoming enlightened about it? Is it not when you went after the dark about some person, place, or thing that you have become enlightened about them? Am I right? Not am I right? Is that not right? Yeah, it's right. So it's how else do I want to continue this? I could just end it there, because that really just nah. Let's look at say even heaven and hell. Heaven is usually associated. Heaven is usually this place that we all think. Well, not all of us, but that a good fair amount of people will see as a place that's all holding, all light and pure and everything, and like a dreamland. And yes, heaven does exist. We can create our own heaven, whether people believe that or not. But is it not going through the experiences of hell down here, hell on earth, that makes us want to create our own heaven and try to find heaven and get away from this hell that we go through called earth? Is it not going through this dark shit down here that makes us want to seek something more light and more pure? Is that not right? Yeah. Is that not right? And then that's another one. And then we could look at another form of like the dark, is water, and like another form of light is fire. When you see If people, plenty of people may fear water, especially if it's deep water, because they may not know how deep it goes. They don't know what's in there, but who's to tell what kind of treasures they may find? And that's another example of treasures too. Who's to know what? You see that cardinal over there? Hey family, but that's another one too. By the way, going beneath and going below under that water, and you may find some more treasure, some more life, a light, or enlightenment, going down into the deep. So that's another example. But anyway, going back to water, isn't water like another example of the dark? Because it goes so deep, and it's not at surface level. You don't know how far it goes. There's a lot of unknown life. A lot of things are unknown beneath. There's a lot of unknown elements within it, which is what creates that fear. But is it not, but is it not when someone takes that leap of faith, goes into that water, that they find something which really may change their life, change their perspective or view on something, really enlightens them, empowers them? But we got that already. But that's one of the reasons why water may be feared by some, because it's just you never know what water can do until water shows you what it can do. As with fire, you see fire, fire can burn. It can burn shit down. It can destroy shit. And that's another video. But that can also destroy shit. So they're both destructive forces, but that's another video. I'm simply talking about, why we need the dark. Because, and we need the dark because without going to it, it's like I was saying earlier, without going to that darkness, we would have no reason to be seeking the light, and that's just a fact. But you also, and you do need light too, but I guess I could put that into this video and say why we need both dark and light. You can say you need the dark, you need the light too, to balance out, the dark, because the truth is you can't get rid of the dark. You can also look at the dark as the past, those things that you may not want to look back on. But if it wasn't those things that had happened in your past, you wouldn't know what changes you have to make in your life to send into create a better life for you. You just gotta remember it, and forgive yourself or forgive others what may have happened, what may have happened to you, but never forget the experience. You forgive, but never forget. But anyway, we go into the light now. You do need the light because you need to make sure it's not always dark and not to get lost in the illusions. You need to make sure that you create your own light and have your shine your own light, have your own power and all that. Anybody that's about the light, when you're spiritual, and even if you're not spiritual, you know what light and positivity is about. But anyway, you need the light too, but make sure not to have too much light either, because when you're too lost in the dark, you may not ever come back up. But also, when you're too lost in the light, you can get blinded, and then you may not ever be able to see again. So they can both be very debilitating and very detrimental. It's just a matter of knowing how to balance out the two. I mean, there's a fellow light worker I know. There's a fellow light worker I know whose name is Tess Whitehurst. Shout out to her. And she had a video called "Why a Shadow Worker," why light workers are also shadow workers, and that's she explained how the experiences that the experiences that we went through and that we got put through, they put us on the path to share our gifts and to share our light and to share our power with others, so that others can know what we're trying to bring to them, so that they may not have to go through those experiences, to raise their consciousness and their awareness, to make them increase their light and share their power. But the main thing was that we do have to hold on. The main thing is though, the main thing in that video, what she said, which is the truth, is that we wouldn't be light workers without shadow work. Pretty much, we wouldn't do light work without shadow work. It's one and the same. Light work wouldn't exist without shadow work. But positivity wouldn't exist without negativity. Light don't exist without dark. Any way you try to look at it, that's the truth. And then it's like there's a lot of ways to look at it, but they all come down to the same thing. And that just this is just another way of proving to you that it's another way of proving to everyone that everything is connected and that nothing is at all separate, like we're always conditioned and programmed to believe it is down here or in this realm and on this plane. But yes, definitely do need the positivity, but don't forget what motivates that positivity. Which is the negativity. They'd be like, hold on, how does negativity motivate positivity? It's not so much that negativity motivates positivity, but it's not so much that negativity motivates positivity, but it is when you experience something negative, something you don't like, it motivates you to do, to go towards the things that you do like and do want, and so on. It's just a matter of knowing that it's always going to be, life is always going to consist of positives and negatives and ups and downs. It's a matter of accepting both as one, because we can't have one without the other. In order to pursue, in order to pursue our comfort zone, get our comfort zone, we do have to go through some uncomfortable situations. And that's just how it is. Another way to look at it is like the one who has become an enlightened soul, someone who's done their soul searching. They wouldn't have become an enlightened soul in their soul searching if they didn't, go through the traumatic experience of what it was like to be a lost soul, always seeking guidance from everything outside of themselves rather than going within. Is that not the truth? Another example of how somebody who may be lost in the dark, needs so much to go within their, it's more so somebody who gets blinded by the light, everything outside of them, and then having to go within their own self so that they can discover their own light, if you get what I mean. But that's like probably the easiest way to explain how a person wouldn't, go soul searching or a person wouldn't be doing soul searching if they didn't become conscious of the fact that they were a lost soul. A person wouldn't want to, take back their power and take back their reality if they didn't know it was like live the reality of someone who was a victim, and all that goes on and on and on. But it's all pretty much saying the same thing. It's two sides of the same coin. Everything's connected, regardless of how you may try to present it. It's all ultimately going to come back to the same thing. I know that this video was basically me trying to say, why you need the dark. But I guess we could say at this point, it's why you need the dark and the light. Because another thing that we got to watch out for is that when we do take back our power, is that we don't become our own worst enemies. And start to become too powerful, and then become enforcers and force our power into others. So we got to watch that too. And it's like that's another example of why you don't need to you can't exude too much light. You just gotta have that. You gotta be like in that gray area. You gotta approach everything in life with that gray area. Not be too much that way. Not be too much that way. Just be right here. So yeah. Just remember that you can't have positivity without negativity. Light without dark. Enlightenment without going beneath the surface. You can. It's a lot of ways to explain it. We're just getting lost in wordplay now. But yeah, I just want to share this with you guys. So I think instead I'm just gonna video this why you need both light and dark, and not why you need one or the other, because neither is better than the other. Because if one was better than the other, then why does it need the other in order for it to survive? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and end it there, and I'm gonna chill out I'm gonna chill out here in nature, enjoy it while I'm out here. And yeah, I guess. Well, you guys go ahead and have an awesome day. And I wish you guys the best of luck in your path. Peace.